Now we're back in Miami for the fifth race of the season, the Miami GP, the first GP on the American soil this year, and also the second Miami GP in F1, which makes it more interesting. You know, I said it in our last video that Miami GP is going to be bustling, it's going to be hot. We can see actors, film directors, a lot of stars are bumping on the track to enjoy Formula One festivities. And like I said yesterday in our video, that the stadium, the Hard Rock Stadium, is where the paddock of the F1 is, and it looks so beautiful. The American market always brings something new to F1, something different, something organic. And you know, I mean organic in the sense that the directors of the film that Lewis Hamilton will be producing were on track today, and Brad Pitt will be there tomorrow to look at what is going on track, new ideas of things they will do. They will incorporate into cars. I learned Mercedes will be building a Formula 2 car for them to use, and they will be having a shot with Brad Pitt in Silverstone in England during the England GP, and there will be a time allotted for them to do that. But all through the year, they'll be following Formula 1 all through to take notes, shoot some few things, get ideas, you know, all those things are coming in, and I believe it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be wonderful. And for F1 fans, for Lewis Hamilton fans, for movie fans, it will be another blockbuster, and we hope tells very well. And it's going to be a great movie because the directors of Top Gun Maverick are the one making the movie, so it's going to be pretty decent, I believe. As we go on, my name is Oshife Soluwadamilare. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as Formula 1 Column Africa. Thank you. So, the FP1 and FP2 was done and dusted today. You know, we are back to the normal racing in F1 with FP1 and FP2. And you know, last week we had just FP and the qualifying on Friday. Then we had the sprint qualifying and the sprint race on Saturday. But now we are back to the FP1 and FP2. The last week race gave a lot of teams issues in setup, but now they have a lot of time to set themselves up for the race, which will get them back on track. And we can see so many teams that brought updates to Baku getting their upgrades to work. We can see McLaren, how they hit the ground running in FP1 and FP2. But the team that has always hit the ground running on any track has been Red Bull. So let us leave Red Bull for now and talk about other teams. During the FP1 session, Nico Hülkenberg brought the red flag out about 28 minutes into the FP1 session. But the surprise was the Mercedes were able to come out 1-2 in FP1, and we think that lowered the fuel in the car, and also the track has been resurfaced, so there has been a lot of rubbers laid down on that track, on that resurfaced track, to give them a lot of bite. It was rather interesting how it came about. You know, for a new track or for a track that has been resurfaced, it will take time for us to know the drivers on top. So by FP3 tomorrow, we start seeing the drivers that are really dialed in, or they could get the pole position or to give us a better racing, you know. But they are pains to show that the upgrades they brought to Baku possibly will work. The McLaren showed some pace. Now the Ferrari are really picking up pace. I can see that their car is more balanced in the low downforce. Let us see how they make the adjustment to compensate for tire overheating and how to get their balance. So we hope we see much of that as the season progresses. But in Miami, Charles Leclerc came up in FP1, really did a good job for the Ferrari this evening. And in FP2, the surprise were the McLarens. They really showed that they have pace, and the Mercedes struggled in FP2. But the usual suspects came up and they shone. I'm talking about Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc. They really came up and really showed that they are not in there to joke. Charles Leclerc came second in the free practice 2. Max Verstappen came first in the free practice 2, while Carlos Sainz came third in the free practice 2. A lot of games in Miami, and we believe the American market is already accepting F1. Possibly we might be having 4 races in United States of America, because we have 3 races now: the Miami race, the Las Vegas race, and the Austin race, which has been on calendar for over 10 years. But it's going to be beautiful. Now, let us watch out tomorrow. But I think from what we are saying, the Red Bull still looks so strong and they are looking so dominant. Meanwhile, the Ferrari, the Aston Martin, and the Mercedes, now the McLaren are getting into the mix, might contest for the second row tomorrow, and let's see how that pans out. And also, the issue between Russell and Max Verstappen has not died down in the paddock, and it's taking a lot of weight. A lot of people are giving their insights on it. But let's see if this issue prolonged for the next 5 to 6, 7 races, and let's see how these guys handle themselves. But I believe there should be someone, an older person in the paddock, to come up and address these issues before somebody gets injured. And I believe if this issue is not really handled, somebody is going to get injured and somebody is going to pay for this. But all being said, tomorrow let's be on the lookout for practice 3 and the qualifying. In FP2, Charles Leclerc brought out the red flag towards the end of the session, around 7 to 8 minutes before the end of the session, while he was pushing his car to get the best lap times out of the car. But by tomorrow, there might be rain tomorrow or Sunday, but by tomorrow, by FP3 tomorrow, we'll know the drivers that are in the groove, the cars that are in the groove, and the drivers that will really perform and give their best out on the track, and we'll really know who will take the pole position. We know that possibly we're having the Red Bulls taking that away all again, but some teams like Mercedes, the Aston Martin, and also the Ferrari, meanwhile the McLaren can come in the make and give them a big surprise. But tomorrow, let's watch out for that and let's see what happens. But until then, before peace out, I really appeal to you. Now on this page we are 700 strong, and I believe before the end of this week we are hitting 800. Please, I ask of you, if you enjoy what we do, and we know you enjoy it as we keep growing and we keep getting into the groove, bringing you the best analysis, we want to appeal to you. Subscribe to our channel, like, comment, let us feel how this community can grow, and let us see how we can bring other races in Nigeria into this community and how it can work for all of us. We are open to getting your ideas. We are open to seeing how you can bring the Lagos race, Abuja race, the normal street race that people organize for themselves, can bring them on our channel, because we want to promote what is going on. We want to have more competitions, healthy competitions, use that as an opportunity to help the mechanics and also help part sellers to grow and also increase the visibility. It's another way of tourism. It's going to be a great thing. But until then, like I said, you can contact us on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. But until then,